Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick assembly video for the dice only trays. When you get it, it'll come unassembled like this. You're going to have two ends, two sides, a middle, a top, and a bottom. You're going to notice the top has the finger hole in it. So when you start assembling, you'll just put that off to the side. You're going to want to do a quick dry fit. As with the tournament tray, you're going to want to make sure that the burn section goes on the inside of the tray. So the burns are always going to be facing towards the middle where the dice are being held. I'll give you a nice clear view on the outside. If you like the burn section on the outside, highly recommend you do a dry fit first. If there's any issues, please contact us, but they should be even on both sides. So if you want the burn section facing out, that is doable. Just make sure you go through the dry fit. I'd advise everybody to keep the burn section facing inside though. I like the cleaner look a little bit better. So we're just gonna go through. When you see these dividers, you're going to see the holes are cut approximately a third up from the bottom, and that's to make sure that your dice have enough room to be easily pulled out, but they do not, they will not fall out if the tray is toppled upside down. And we'll take our side sections, again, burn facing the inside, and we'll just do a quick dry fit to make sure everything's going to slide in there nice and snug. This is the order that I assemble it in as well. So when it comes time to assembly, I'll do all the sides. I'll make sure everything goes together nicely. And then I'm going to do a dry fit to the base. So I'll just grab the base. I'll just line the teeth up and make sure that everything's going to slide in there properly. There we go. All right, it's time to glue. I use Loctite Gel Control Super Glue. This Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, everywhere has this glue. I recommend the Gel Control because it's not quite as liquidy. It'll give you a little bit more control when you're drawing your beads. When you go to assemble, I'm going to recommend that you do a bead of glue in between every joint. You don't need a ton of glue, but you want to make sure that you're going to be able to secure every single joint on this guy. So then we'll take it and we'll just push it in to the end, and we'll make sure it gets secure in there. See, burn facing in on it. Now I'm gonna go through and I will do the other side, and we're gonna make sure that there's just a small bead in between all these joints again. One tube of this glue is 4 trays, easy. You could probably stretch it more. I tend to glue things a lot more than needed because I like the extra structural integrity of it. You're going to make sure that you don't have too much time to let these set, because you need to make sure that all the sides are going to fit in. So now I'm going to quickly grab one of my sides and I'm going to do my bead of glue. See, I'm just kind of going through, drawing a line all the way across this in between where all the teeth are going to plug in at. If you ever get like a larger bead, you could just go through and use the nozzle to make sure that you have enough time for it to dry out and you don't want to add too much. So you're going to want to secure these side sections. What I do is I just do a little bead where both the sides are going to plug into the teeth. So I'll do it on both sides of the tray right here. And go through, you're going to plug it in to the side, and then you're just going to make sure that it's going to snugly go in. You might hear a little bit of the wood scratching against each other. That's just because the sides are snugly fit together. Give you a little bit of extra security when you're working with your tray. And then we'll go through for the other side. If you ever have any questions, any problems, you put a piece together and it gets damaged, or you force something the wrong way, contact me, please. Just let me know what's going on. I'm sure we can figure something out. If you need any help, you're going through your dry fit and something's not working right, please just contact me. Let me know. I'd be more than happy to work out whatever's wrong with you. So you go through, I got glue on both those. I have my bead going all the way across and then my glue on those sides. I'm going to attach the end first to make sure it goes into the tooth. And then I'm just going to work my way across the teeth all the way across, just like that. When it's time to glue to the base, I'm going to go through, I'm going to do the corners just like this, and then I'm going to do all of the teeth, just the teeth sections sticking out. The reason I'm doing the teeth and not the inside of this is because I'm going to be putting a lot of pressure down, and I don't want you to glue your tray to your desk on accident. The dice are spaced pretty well off the wall, so you don't have to worry about a little bit of excess glue going into this area right in here, or just coming a little bit further up on the teeth. You just don't want it squirting out the side and then having a glue mishap on your desk. I'm just putting about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a drop of glue, and then I'm just rubbing it in. I'm just kind of drawing it onto this section, just because I want to make sure that there's enough glue to stick it to it, but there's not so much glue that it's going to cause an issue with some leakage out the side of the tray. There we go. Now we'll take our top, and we're just going to find where the teeth go in at. We're just going to plug it in. So I worked my way through the bottom. I got those teeth in there. And then I'm just going to spin the tray, or you can lift it up. And then there we go. We're going to give it a good press down and make sure that everything is nice and secure. You hear that? That's the teeth just going into the wood there. I'm going to put it down when I have everything in, and I'm going to press down. I'm going to use 2 hands because you don't want to break one of your walls off. So you could gently apply pressure to the inside of the tray. You're squishing in like that, and then you're going to just spin it. It doesn't take a lot, guys. You're just trying to make sure that everything's going to get nice and secure in here. And then you're going to dry fit your lid. The burn side goes in, so I was just about to put it on backwards. It's that easy to do it. It should fit on this way. I just try to keep everything a little bit more clean, and your custom design will be on the top here, so you're going to want everybody to see that. And then you just push it in. You hear that? That's like just a snug fit, and that's just to keep everything moving. And then you're ready to play. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, any comments, any concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out. And I appreciate your time. Good luck.